Today's video is entitled How to Write Engaging Fiction. So let's hope this is content rich and helps you. I want to seemingly start at the beginning to be off subject, but I'll tie it in with the title towards the middle and the end. I want to talk about the phenomenon of telling a joke, which is storytelling. Generally it's done orally, although you can read a joke of course. But a joke works by tension and release. The idea is to build tension, build tension, build tension, and then release the tension, which enables us human beings to laugh. We seem to be the only species that seems to have a sense of humour. But the mechanism is clearly understood by those that study humour, and the comedians understand tension and release. And tension and release should work in fiction also. So I want to analyse a joke and then we'll go more into how this applies to fiction. So from start to finish, if you see me look away from camera, I'm looking at my notes. I just need to do that to stay on track, make it as content rich as I can. From start to finish, the listener is trying to work out what the joke is about. And whilst they're trying to work out what the joke is about, they're using their left-hand brain, or the deductive part, or they're trying to deduce what would be the answer as a bit of a competition with, I worked it out before you got to the punchline. So it's very engaging. Now, an Irish comedian, I can't remember his name, some time ago, was a consummate storyteller. And he spent 20 minutes telling the story, so I'm going to tell in 30 seconds. And it was about a haunted house, and everybody there got gobbled up by the ghost that was there. So eventually some brave guy said, I will go there, and just as I'm snatched, I will leave a note inside one of my shoes. I'll pull off my shoes and I'll quickly write a note of exactly what was going on, so you'll know the story of the haunted house and why everybody disappears that goes there. And of course he builds it up and he builds it up and builds it up, and the tension is being sown in the seed thought that there's going to be an answer that can be found in the daylight hours by those that go there to find out what happens in the haunted house. And of course the punchline must come from complete left field, something that you would never have thought of to break the tension. And the answer in this particular joke was, there was no note left behind. The shoe was there. They rushed in, they found the shoe, they were going to look for the note, and the answer of the punchline was size 9. Very deadpan, which was tension and release. Now, obviously not that funny in the way that I tell it, because I wasn't telling it the way which builds tension, but it explains the mechanism of tension and release. Now, fiction storytelling and writing fiction must engage your readers by keeping secret the conclusion. You should be pacing and getting the story to build so that they might actually want to turn to the end to find out what the end is, because they want the conclusion. And that's what engages the reader. So it's done by secret, the whodunits, the murder mystery genre. Agatha Christie would be using secrets, keeping secrets as a way of engaging. Spy genre is about the tension of who has the information, who's going to get the information, who's going to suffer consequences of getting the information. It's all about secrets and building tension, and then eventually the conclusion of what all those secrets and all those hidden backstories are about in the conclusion of the story. So I want to talk about the difference of left brain and right brain in the way of receiving information, either in an oral form of storytelling or in the written form of storytelling. Because you must appeal to left-hand brain if you want to keep your reader engaged. That's what the comedians do. They keep you on the edge, wondering, always wondering out of left brain. So I'm going to give an example of how to give some information which is exactly the same information which appeals to right brain, which is facts after facts after facts, done in monotone so that it becomes almost hypnotic and puts you off to sleep. Then I give you exactly the same facts where it's sowing seed ideas to keep you engaged, to be wondering why. So same facts done in a way which appeals to the deductive part of the left brain. So here we go. A car has 6 wheels. You thought it was 4, but no, the 4 tyres are the wheels that the car runs along, but it has a steering wheel, it has a flywheel. Car has many parts. They come in different colours, pink ones, black ones, white ones, all sorts of coloured ones, and they have different kinds of seats. Some have bucket seats, some have bench seats. And in the motor, some have 4 cylinders, some have 8 cylinders, and some are loud and some are noisy, some are fast, some are small motors, some are big motors. And I could go on in a monotone, just talking about facts about cars until you want to go to sleep. So that's appealing to right-hand brain. Very boring, not engaging. But if I sowed the seed to talk about a car exactly this way. The pink stretch limousine came racing round the corner. Inside, it was all lambs, covered in lamb's wool, which was pussy pink. There lay, in very risque clothes, the prostitute. The car had 6 wheels. 4 of them were screaming as it was going round the corner. The driver was struggling with the steering wheel as the flywheel spun at 15,000 revs. The bench seat in the back was room for 2. The bucket seats in the front were luxuries for the driver. The big V8 engine had huge horsepower. So, don't need to go on. You get the idea. But you're asking the question, why is the girl with risque clothes in the back seat of the pink stretched limousine? You've given the same set of facts, but you haven't given the conclusion as to why. But your brain is wanting to know. That is engaging. So the idea is to keep your writing unpredictable, engaging left-hand brain, sowing seed ideas, some that might be true. Agatha Christie is the absolute master at sowing ideas that are red herrings. They're actually designed to make you think, is this a true piece of information? Is this a piece of false information? And you're trying to work it out, and it's the actual working it out that becomes the entertainment of that genre. Seed ideas have to be subtle. They have to be just enough to keep you hooked and in tension on the end of the line like the fish. So we'll leave this particular video on that particular subject. The next one we're going to do is how some of these facets that we've talked about in keeping your reader engaged as a writer work in the genre of the saga. So from gradedreading.com and Ronald A.D. Sharp, who's promoting his most recent book, which if you were to read it, would be a very good book to analyse all of what I've talked about today, Dream Bouncing. It does hook you at page 1520, and if you were to draw a graph of your emotions as you read it, it will hold you to the last page, completely unpredictable, and you will not pick the ending. That's what you need to strive for. So that's an example for you to go and read on gradedreading.com. So for today, cheers.